Welcome back. Welcome back. Today's special edition. We're going in, baby. Daddy got his love back. I'm feeling real happy today. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this shit serious a little bit. I'm gonna try to stop cursing and being a heathen. I obviously have your attention now. So, hopefully there's some women watching. And if there's not, you know, eventually there will be. But for now, fellas, I want to show you guys what women of the Most High are like. See, the Lord said, if you want a good woman, go in the world. But if you want a good wife, she's got to know these laws. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Now, many people teach these laws in different cultures. So there ain't no excuse. But there are stories in the Bible that if you listen to them and you see these things that these women do and you read these things, it'll begin to show you what type of woman you should be even paying attention to. Because, they all dress the same now and they don't talk like this anymore. So it's going to be hard to see through the sea of women now. There's millions of them. And, some of them dress like Sunday girls and they're harlots. Some dress like they're from the streets and they're angels. It's because this is the way they're brought up. Now, our first woman of the Lord, we're rolling out a foreigner. Because I felt like I just recently learned this story. And since, I'm trying to bring people together and stop being racist and hating on each other, I figured what better story to bring out than a union between Israel and another nation called the Moabites. Now, let's jump into this. Let's learn.
The Book of Ruth. Now it came to pass, in the days when the judges ruled, that there was a famine in the land. And a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to dwell in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. The name of the man was Elimelech. The name of his wife was Naomi. And the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Kilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judah. And they went to the country of Moab and remained there. Then Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. Now they took wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelt there about 10 years. Then both Mahlon and Kilion also died. So the woman survived her 2 sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab.
If you don't know what's going on, this Israelite woman is in a new land. She gets married to a foreigner, I believe. You could recheck the story because, I'm just going. The whole point is she survives life long enough and her husbands die and her sons die. Lord calls them all home at once. Now this older woman is out here by herself and she has 2 daughter-in-laws. They're not her blood. They're the Moabites' blood. So now we got a woman that's literally out here with 2 children, dolo, in a foreign country.
Moab, that the Lord had visited his people by giving them bread. Therefore she went out from the place where she was, and had 2 daughters-in-law with her. and they went on the way to return to the land of Judah. And Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law,
Go, return each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find rest, each in the house of her husband.
So she kissed them, and they lifted up their voices and wept.
Surely we will return with you to your people.
Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Are there still sons in my womb that they may be your husbands? Turn back, my daughters. Go, for I am too old to have a husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should have a husband tonight and should also bear sons, would you wait for them till they were grown? Would you restrain yourselves from having husbands? No, my daughters. For it grieves me very much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord has gone out against me.
Then they lifted up their voices and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her.
Look, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Return after your sister-in-law.
Entreat me not to leave you, or to turn back from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go. And wherever you lodge, I will lodge.
That's dedication. She's like, nah, I'm leaving with you. You're Israel, and I know it. And your God's the Most High, and I want to serve Him. I'm going back with you and your people. I'll leave everything behind just to go be a widow.
Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die,
Gangster.
and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts you and me.
When she saw that she was determined
Talk
to go
about
with
love for your
her,
stepmother.
she stopped speaking to her.
That's some
Now
love.
the 2 of them went until they came to Bethlehem. And it happened.
She like, nah, stepma, if you ain't gonna have no husband forever and die alone, well, guess what? You raised me so good and I love your Lord that we gonna both die alone.
And when they had come to Bethlehem, that all the city was excited because of them. And the women said,
Is this Naomi? Do not call me Naomi. Call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord has brought me home again empty. Why do you call me Naomi, since the Lord has testified against me, and the Almighty has afflicted me?
So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law with her, who returned from the country of Moab. Now they came to Bethlehem at the beginning of barley harvest. There was a relative of Naomi's husband, a man of great wealth, of the family of Elimelech. His name was Boaz. So Ruth the Moabitess said to Naomi,
Please, let me go to the field and glean heads of grain after him, in whose sight I may find favor.
Go, my daughter.
Then she left, and went and gleaned in the field after the reapers.
She didn't get there and sit around like, all right, we're gonna just go read the book, or I'm gonna sit around the house. She was like, nah, ma, wait, who's cool? That guy? That's the guy that's the guy that runs around the area that we live in? All right, where's he work? I want to go in the field and work with all the other people.
And she happened to come to the part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was of the family of Elimelech. Now behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the reapers,
The Lord be with you.
The Lord bless you.
Hey, hey.
Then Boaz said to his servant who was in charge of the reapers,
Whose young woman is this?
It is the young Moabite woman who came back with Naomi from the country of Moab. And she said, Please let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So she came and has continued from morning until now, though she rested a little in the house.
Damn. That all day work.
You will listen, my daughter, will you not? Do not go to glean in another field, nor go from here, but stay close by my young women. Let your eyes be on the field which they reap, and go after them. Have I not commanded the young men not to touch you? And when you are thirsty, go to the vessels and drink from what the young men have drawn.
So
AKA, you work so hard, you're one of us now. All the men, don't you worry about none of that. They're done. No one's gonna touch you. You go drink from the water that all the other, you do whatever you want in here. You have my protection now.
she fell on her face, bowed down to the ground.
Why have I found favor in your eyes? That you should take notice of me, since I am a foreigner.
It has been fully reported to me all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, and how you have left your father and your mother and the land of your birth, and have come to a people whom you did not know before. The Lord repay your work, and a full reward be given you by the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings you have come for refuge.
Let me find favor in your sight, my Lord, for you have comforted me, and have spoken kindly to your maidservant.
Why'd she call him my Lord? Who is he talking about? The Lord favored you. He was talking about God. Who is she talking about? Why'd she call him Lord? Oh, because when you write Lord in all big letters, that means God. And when you write Lord in lowercase letters, it means like landlord.
Though I am not like one of your maidservants.
But you're pretty.
Now Boaz said to her at mealtime,
Come here, and eat of the bread, and dip your piece of bread in the vinegar.
So she sat beside the reapers, and he passed parched grain to her. And she ate, and was satisfied, and kept some back.
Gentlemen, I hope you're paying attention on how to treat a woman and not just like a savage. Oh, you look good. Yo, what'd you do for the weekend? What you be doing? He started off with the Lord.
And when she rose up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men,
He took on a little midnight date, gave her some bread, some wine, didn't hit on her. Probably preached a little and went home. Oh, is that what men are supposed to do with women? Oh, I thought you were supposed to go on dates and just fucking shit and try to, you heathens.
Let her glean even among the sheaves, and do not reproach her. Also let grain from the bundles fall purposely for her. Leave it that she may glean, and do not rebuke her.
So she gleaned in the field until evening, and beat out what she had gleaned. And it was about an ephah of barley.
AKA, he said, make it harder for her. I want to see what she got. She's out there by herself from sun up to sundown. Everybody else is home. She's still out there putting in work.
Then she took it up and went into the city. And her mother-in-law saw what she had gleaned. So she brought out and gave to her what she had kept back after she had been satisfied. And her mother-in-law said to her,
Where have you gleaned today? And where did you work? Blessed be the one who took notice of you.
The man's name with whom I work today is Boaz.
Blessed be he of the Lord, who has not forsaken his kindness to the living and the dead. This man is a relation of ours, one of our close relatives.
He also said to me, You shall stay close by my young men until they have finished all my harvest.
It is good, my daughter, that you go out with his young women, and that people do not meet you in any other field.
So she stayed close by the young women of Boaz, to glean until the end of barley harvest and wheat harvest, and she dwelt with her mother-in-law.
She got the permanent job. You're hired. You now work for the Most High. Telling you, gentlemen, you gotta have something for him to do.
Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her,
My daughter, shall I not seek security for you, that it may be well with you? Now Boaz, whose young women you were with, is he not our relative? In fact, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Therefore wash yourself and anoint yourself. Put on your best garment and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Then it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall notice the place where he lies. And you shall go in, uncover his feet, and lie down. And he will tell you what you should do.
Is that how women figure out how to, make a man, comfortable? A woman tells them, and it seems like she didn't tell her to do no horse shit. She said, go get fresh to death, go put it on, go down to the tabernacle ball, whatever they at. Don't talk to nobody. Show no one attention. You keep your eyes on him. Let him eat. Don't bother him. Let him do what he's doing. When he's finished eating and chilling and doing what he's doing, he's drinking a little and he's feeling good, and he goes to lay down, you go with him, follow him, and then you go lay down with him, put your head on his lap, and you lay there, and you keep your mouth closed.
All that you say to me, I will do.
So she went down to the threshing floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law instructed her. And after Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was cheerful, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain.
Oh, you're allowed to drink and have fun?
Softly, and covered his feet, and lay down.
That's gotta be nice.
Now it happened at midnight that the man was startled and turned himself, and there a woman was lying at his feet.
So basically, he got a little too saucy, passed out, and wakes up with his feet covered from the cold, and a woman warming his legs just lying there. Now, if that's not some real, oh man, I wish a woman would do that than run her mouth and all of this other stuff. Like, wow, that's different. I never heard it, like, until I read this story, I was like, wow, no one's ever did no shit like that for me. At least that I can remember. I get a little saucy, and next thing I know, I'm got to talk about things, and I want to take a nap.
Who are you?
I am Ruth, your maidservant. Take your maidservant under your wing, for you are a close relative.
Blessed are you of the Lord, my daughter, for you have shown more kindness at the end than at the beginning, in that you did not go after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you all that you request, for all the people of my town know that you are a virtuous woman. Now it is true that I am a close relative. However,
Word of the day, virtuous. However,
there is a relative closer than I. Stay this night, and in the morning it shall be that if he will perform the duty of a close relative for you, good, let him do it. But if he does not want to perform the duty for you, then I will perform the duty for you.
I think somebody else would be a better fit. And if it's true, tell him to put it all on the line and marry you. If he's a coward, You're mine.
As the Lord lives. Lie down until morning.
So she lay at his feet until morning.
No, let me woo you. Let me get you drunk. Let me talk to you. No, lay down and go to sleep. Remember what I said.
And she arose before one could recognize another.
Give you some
Do
real
not
game
let
here,
it be
fellas.
known that the woman came to the threshing floor. Bring the shawl that is on you and hold it.
And when she held it, he measured 6 ephahs of barley and laid it on her.
Oh, he's giving her things?
Then she went into the city. When she came to her mother-in-law, she said,
Is that you, my daughter?
Then she told her all that the man had done for her. And she said,
These 6 ephahs of barley he gave me, for he said to me, do not go empty-handed to your mother-in-law.
Gangster.
Sit still, my daughter.
Spent the night with her. Told her some real gangster real man had to get married. And then sent her home with some food and shit for her family. Like, listen, go home and, you know what I mean, take care of your mother.
Until you know how the matter will turn out. For the man will not rest until he has concluded the matter this day.
This different. I
Now
bet you ain't never
Boaz
heard
went
this.
up to the gate and sat down there. And behold, the close relative of whom Boaz had spoken came by.
Oh, shit.
Come aside, friend. Sit down here.
So he came aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city.
Sit down here.
So they sat down.
Naomi, who has come back from the country of Moab, sold the piece of land which belonged to our brother Elimelech. And I thought to inform you, saying, buy it back in the presence of the inhabitants and the elders of my people. If you will redeem it, redeem it. But if you will not redeem it, then tell me, that I may know. For there is no one but you to redeem it, and I am next after you. I will redeem it. On the day you buy the field from the hand of Naomi, you must also buy it from Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to perpetuate the name of the dead through his inheritance.
I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I ruin my own inheritance. You redeem my right of redemption for yourself, for I cannot redeem it.
Now this was the custom in former times in Israel concerning redeeming and exchanging. To confirm anything, one man took off his sandal and gave it to the other. And this was a confirmation in Israel. Therefore the close relative said to Boaz,
Buy it for yourself.
So he took off his sandal. And Boaz said to the elders and
Oh, when you get married, and if there's like no husbands and stuff, if that man owns land, you have to buy his land and take care of his family. There's none of that. You starting over and you're gonna come move in my house and nah, you gotta go fulfill your, you know what I mean? Y'all don't know nothing about none of this, yo. Y'all still on this little, we girlfriend and boyfriends. Let's play games together.